Ha! April has ended. Even though the school is still closed, I know my teachers will be expecting their salaries. Not forgetting my drivers, cleaners and other administrative staff. I need to call the head teacher immediately for a meeting in the conference room. We need to brainstorm about the way forward. Good morning, Mr. John. Thank you for coming in spite of the short notice. How is your family? I hope you are all staying safe. I can see that the lockdown didn't affect your sense of official dressing.
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, we are managing, praying fervently for this pandemic to be gone so we can resume in the soonest possible time.
Let's cut to the chase. I called you here to discuss our reality as a school in this pandemic and brainstorm on a way forward. This is the end of the month, and to say I am not bothered about salary payment would be a lie. But the truth is that I can't afford to pay salaries this month.
With all due respect, ma'am.
Excuse me, mister. By experience, when someone says with all due respect, they are most likely about to disrespect you. I am already feeling overwhelmed by the pressure here and there. Please choose your words carefully.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I mean no disrespect. What I just wanted to say is that it won't be fair if you hold back on salary payment, ma'am.
Oh really? You want us to talk about what is fair? Do you know how many parents are still owing school fees before the lockdown? Do you expect me to go and break the bank to pay you people? Besides, did you people work in the month of April?
Madam, please don't say that. A term runs for 4 months. Most of the parents already paid their wards fees before the lockdown. I am sorry, ma'am, but you need to consider the welfare of your staff in this lockdown.
Well done with the analysis, Mr. John. I can't believe with your position in this school, you could sound so naive. Wow. I am really disappointed. I expected better from you.
Well, madam, I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's just the truth.
Tread my foot. What do you really know about school finance? I am your boss. I am sure you don't expect me to start giving you breakdown of how I use money in my school. You were just displaying your ignorance, laced with arrogance.
I mean no disrespect, ma'am. Those were just my thoughts. I am sorry, ma'am.
Sorry for yourself, please. I think this discussion should be over already. I thought you would be reasonable enough to recommend ways to manage this crisis. But obviously your salary comes first. This meeting is over, thank you. I can't really find words to express how bad I'm feeling right now. Such insensitivity and selfishness, oh my God, I need to talk to someone now. Let me call Mrs. Agee and arrange a meet. Oh. Mrs. Agee, thank goodness you're here. I was just heading to your house. I tried calling you severally to no avail. I hope this is a good time to talk because I really need you to help me make sense of what I am going through. Oh. Mrs. Shikweka, good to see you. I had flat battery, so I was just charging my phone, hence the reason you couldn't get through. I just decided to take a walk round my street. Meanwhile, I perceive you're not too happy. Is there any problem? Mrs. Agee, I don't think you can perceive how bad I am feeling right now. The pressure is becoming unbearable. Managing this crisis is quite overwhelming for me as a school owner. I am so sorry, Mrs. Shikweka. We really need to talk about it, but definitely not here. Please let's go inside. Anyone ever stop to think about the pressure we face as school owners? While I am still trying to deal with the fear of losing my school to this pandemic, mass exit of pupils even after this lockdown, pressure from parents who do not see any reason to start online school nor to ask them to pay for it, amongst many other issues. In fact, Mrs. Shikweka, where did all this deep thought spring from? Did something happen today? Yes. Mrs. Agee, a lot happened today. Long story short, I called my teacher for a brainstorming session on how to manage the crisis at hand. In the process, I informed him that they shouldn't expect salaries for this month of April. Okay, what now happened? You need to see his disposition and arrogant reply. He said I was being unfair. Imagine such effrontery. He was dumb enough to be analyzing my school income for me. Exhibiting such naivety. Mrs. Shikweka, what were you thinking? You expect him to just understand that the school account is empty. Really? Most teachers calculate school income based on the school population, and that's all. So, I should call for a meeting with my staff to discuss my income. Do I need to give them a breakdown of students on scholarship, parents that are still owing school fees of previous terms? Am I to explain that the school incurs crazy expenses on daily basis? Do they consider the crazy bills from PHCN despite the epileptic power supply? The outrageous charges from Llama? The list is endless. Mrs. Shikweka, and as much as I feel your pain, I want you to know that communication is power. We are all in unusual times. A lot of compromise is expected here and there. Mrs. Aji, can you be more explicit? What do you think I should do? Having a round-table discussion with all your staff members wouldn't be a bad idea at this time. You need to help them brace up for the negative impact of this pandemic. You need to appeal to their conscience, help them understand why you can't pay. It's all in the approach. This is not the time to boss them. Wow. I didn't think of that, but what do you mean when you said, I should not boss them? Am I not their boss? There is a great difference between a boss and a leader. I wouldn't want to go into that now. You need to lead them through this crisis. It takes emotional intelligence to communicate effectively in a way that your staff will understand. Ah. I should be a leader, not a boss, now I get. Yes ma'am, it takes good leadership to earn loyalty of your staff members. How you lead them in this crisis will determine how well they cooperate with you to handle the main issue. What do you mean by the main issue? The child. The children at the center of all these lockdown drama. How will you ensure that their educational journey is not truncated? It will take a concerted effort of you and your staff to work something out. I am following. With you and your staff speaking one voice, getting your parents to cooperate with you to start an online school will be feasible. At least, you will give them hope of earning income in this period, from parents' levies. You have made valid points, Mrs. Aji. I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to retrace my steps. It is time to lead. I now know what I must do. Mrs. Aji, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I knew talking to you would be the right call. I always admire your objectivity and clear sense of direction. God bless you and increase your wisdom. Amen. God will help us all through this trying time. It will surely end in praise. I say a big amen to that. Wow. The day is far spent. I need to leave now. Let me see you off. I will seize the opportunity to check my mailbox. I am expecting some mails. Bye Mrs. Shikweka. Bye Mrs. Aji.